Imagine a life where you are the priority, where your worth is acknowledged, and your presence is indispensable. This possibility is closer than you think, and the path to achieving it lies in the ancient wisdom of Stoicism. This content is an invitation to discover a new way of living, where calmness and determination walk hand in hand. Let's explore how you can become a priority in your own life by adopting principles that transform your way of thinking and acting. Each teaching we bring has been chosen to help you develop resilience, pursue personal excellence, and become a beacon of serenity amidst chaos. Imagine handling problems with unshakable calmness, making decisions with incredible clarity, and living according to your deepest values. These are not just ideas, but practical steps you can begin to apply right now. Have you noticed how facing our fears can make us stronger and more resilient? It's impressive how, by challenging the thoughts that scare us, we find courage we didn't even know we had. Share in the comments, Stoic Mind, and I'll leave a little heart for you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give your like to continue receiving content that enriches your journey. Now that you've commented, let's move forward. First Stoic lesson, know yourself. My dear friend, it is with great pleasure that I talk about know yourself and how this knowledge can help us increase our value and become a priority in our lives. Stoic thinkers teach that knowing oneself is the essential foundation for personal development and the pursuit of excellence. By truly understanding ourselves, we can identify our strengths and weaknesses, our hidden passions and talents. It's like unlocking a secret vault within us. By recognizing our abilities and talents, we realize our true worth and potential. However, this quest for self-knowledge is not easy. It requires courage and a willingness to look within, face our fears, and confront our darker sides. It's a continuous process of reflection and analysis, where we question our beliefs, values, and life goals. By making ourselves a priority on this journey of self-discovery, we are investing in ourselves. We are acknowledging that we are unique beings, deserving of love, care, and attention. Prioritizing oneself is not selfishness. It's an act of self-love that allows us to grow and flourish. By knowing ourselves better, we can make decisions more aligned with our values and objectives. We can set healthy boundaries in our lives, learn to say no when necessary, and seek activities that truly fulfill us. By doing so, we are putting ourselves first, not selfishly, but as a means to care for ourselves so that we can be more present and available to others. In this quest for self-knowledge, we can find inspiration in the words of Marcus Aurelius, who said, "Love yourself and you will be loved." When we love and value ourselves, others can also recognize and appreciate our true worth. By making ourselves a priority in our lives, we send a clear message to the world that we are worthy of respect and consideration. I encourage you to embark on this journey of self-discovery. Explore your passions, identify your strengths and weaknesses, question your beliefs and values. Be courageous in looking within yourself, for it is in this deep dive that you will find the true essence of your being. Remember, the quest for self-knowledge is a continuous process. As we evolve and grow, new facets of our personality may emerge. Be open to this journey and allow yourself to explore all the layers of your being. In your quest for self-knowledge, remember the wise words of Seneca. There is no favorable wind for those who do not know where they are going. By truly knowing yourself, you will be building an internal compass that will guide you towards the realization of your dreams and the manifestation of your true value. And don't forget, Stoicism teaches us to find inner peace even in difficult times. The practice of gratitude, for example, is a powerful tool that helps us focus on what we have positively, even when the world around us seems chaotic. By looking within and recognizing the aspects for which we are grateful, we strengthen our resilience and find a foothold amidst the storms. As Epictetus said, it's not things that disturb us, but our opinion about them. Therefore, by changing our internal perspective, we can transform our external experience. Second Stoic lesson, be honest with yourself. The wise Stoics teach us that personal sincerity is an essential virtue, a foundation for building strong character and a fulfilled life. Being honest with oneself is an act of bravery and self-awareness, It requires us to confront our thoughts, feelings, and actions without fleeing from the truth. By admitting our weaknesses, mistakes, and even our deepest desires, we are laying the groundwork for genuine personal development. By being sincere with ourselves, we allow ourselves to accept our humanity and vulnerability. There is no room for illusions or self-deception. It is from this honest point that we can build a life in harmony with our most genuine values and goals. Personal sincerity empowers us to face our fears and challenges head-on, without excuses or justifications. Our internal dialogue transforms into a clear conversation where we take responsibility for our choices and actions. This stance frees us from the weight of guilt and regret, allowing us to learn from our experiences and move forward with wisdom. Imagine living a life where you don't need to hide who you truly are, a life where you can be genuinely yourself, without fear of judgment or rejection. Being honest with yourself is the first step to achieving this inner freedom. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic masters, said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters." Being honest with yourself involves accepting reality, even when it is challenging. It is recognizing that we have control only over our own reactions and choices, not over external circumstances. Personal sincerity also allows us to cultivate authentic and deep relationships. When we are sincere with ourselves, we can be true to others. Trust is reinforced, and bonds deepen. After all, how can we expect others to be sincere with us if we are not sincere with ourselves? While practicing personal sincerity, it is important to remember that we are beings in constant transformation. It is not about being perfect, but about being truthful. It is a continuous process of self-discovery, questioning, and growth. Look deep into your heart and face the truth. Accept yourself in all your complexity and imperfection. Be willing to confront your shadows and embrace your virtues. Through this journey, you will find an inner freedom that will illuminate your path. In your quest for personal sincerity, remember the wise words of Marcus Aurelius. True perfection is the ability to accept one's imperfections. By embracing your true nature, you will be opening doors to a more authentic and meaningful life. Move forward with courage and uncover the truth in your heart. Be honest with yourself and let this virtue illuminate your being. I look forward to seeing your journey towards authenticity and well-being. And remember, the practice of sincerity with oneself brings forth a transformative power. When we accept our flaws and fears, we create space for compassion and growth. It's an exercise in humility to recognize that we are human and that making mistakes is part of our journey. As the Stoics teach us, it is in adversity that we find the greatest opportunities for learning. Therefore, by facing the truth head-on, we are preparing for a stronger and wiser future. Let sincerity be your guide and see how it can transform not only your inner life, but also the way you connect with the world around you. Third Stoic lesson: value time. That resource that never turns back, slips through our fingers like sand in an hourglass. Valuing time is, in fact, valuing life itself, for each passing moment is unique and cannot be recovered. How can we, then, put ourselves first in our lives through the appreciation of time? Marcus Aurelius, in his Reflections, reminds us that life is not short, but we often waste it. This reflection leads us to think about how we use our minutes, hours, and days. Do we dedicate enough time to what truly matters? Or do we let distractions and trivialities consume our time? By reflecting on this question, we realize that the first step to valuing time is the practice of mindfulness. Being present in the moment, fully aware of our actions and choices, allows us to experience life in its fullness. Instead of being trapped by the past or the future, we must focus on the now, for it is in the present that life truly happens. In this way, each moment becomes a chance for growth and fulfillment. The key to valuing time lies in focusing our efforts on what we can truly change. By letting go of unnecessary worries, we make room for what truly matters: our virtues, our relationships, and our goals. A well-lived life is one that prioritizes the essential. Simplifying is an act of courage, as it requires leaving behind excesses and superficialities. Seneca advises us to live each day as if it were our last. This is not an excuse for recklessness, but an invitation to intensity and depth. Each day should be filled with meaning, purpose, and love. To become a priority, it is crucial to set clear boundaries. Saying no to demands that do not contribute to our well-being and goals is an act of self-love. It is essential to reserve time for self-care, reflection, and the cultivation of our passions. The balance between responsibilities and pleasure is the foundation of a harmonious life. Consider the metaphor of the gardener. Just as he tends to his plants, removing weeds and ensuring they receive the necessary light and water, we must care for our time. Each activity, each choice should be evaluated in light of what truly nurtures and makes us flourish. By adopting this stance, we transform our existence into a vibrant garden, full of possibilities. By valuing time, we become architects of our destiny, shaping each moment with intention and wisdom. Stoicism invites us to live with purpose, recognizing that each instant is a precious gift. And let us remember that the practice of valuing time is not just about productivity, but also about living fully. When we direct our energy to what truly matters to us, we are, in fact, building a life rich in meaningful experiences. Appreciating the small moments, like a coffee with a friend or a walk outdoors, is part of this appreciation. After all, as Epictetus said, happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within our control and others are not. By focusing on what we can truly influence, we find the true freedom to live the present with purpose and gratitude. Fourth Stoic lesson: be grateful for challenges. Life, in its essence, is a sequence of challenges. Each obstacle we encounter on the path is an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. Stoic philosophy teaches us that by being grateful for challenges, we can turn difficulties into steps towards our evolution. Seneca, in his letters, reminds us that difficulties strengthen the mind, just as exercise strengthens the body. This metaphor makes us think about how challenges have the power to shape our character and strengthen our resilience. By facing each problem with gratitude, we recognize that it is a chance to enhance our virtues. Gratitude for challenges begins with a shift in perspective. Often we see difficulties as enemies, something to be avoided. However, by adopting a Stoic view, we realize that challenges are teachers on our journey. They teach us patience, courage, and determination. Each difficulty faced makes us more prepared for life's next battles. The practice of gratitude transforms our relationship with challenges. Instead of feeling like victims of circumstances, we take control of our reactions. Epictetus advises us to focus on what is within our reach. Some things are within our control and others are not, he reminds us. This wisdom allows us to face challenges with serenity, concentrating on what we can change and accepting what is beyond our reach. Challenges also offer us a chance for self-knowledge. By facing difficulties, we are forced to look within and discover our true capabilities. Marcus Aurelius encourages us to embrace joyfully what nature brings. By doing so, we understand that each challenge is an essential part of our journey, meant to strengthen and guide us. Gratitude for challenges also helps us develop empathy and compassion. By recognizing our own struggle, we become more sensitive to the difficulties of others. This human connection enriches us and makes us realize that we are not alone in our battles. The solidarity that arises from this understanding is a powerful force that propels us forward. Challenges are like storms that test the strength of our roots. When the storm passes, we realize we are firmer and more resilient. This metaphor illustrates the transformation that challenges can bring to our lives. By facing difficulties with gratitude, we cultivate a solid foundation for our growth and personal development. By adopting an attitude of gratitude towards challenges, we become protagonists of our story. Each obstacle overcome is a victory that strengthens our confidence and prepares us for the next chapters. Stoic philosophy teaches us that true strength comes from within, and that challenges are the tools life offers us to discover this strength. Life is a constant flow of challenges and opportunities. By being grateful for difficulties, we embrace the entirety of the human experience. And by doing so, we become more whole, more aware of our path, and more prepared for what is to come. Remember, with each challenge overcome, you come closer to the essence of your being, your true nature, which is resilient, strong, and full of potential. Fifth Stoic lesson: don't seek approval from others. There is profound wisdom in not relying on the approval of others. The constant quest for external validation diverts us from our true path. When we allow others' opinions to define us, we surrender our power and lose control over our own lives. Instead, we need to turn inward and discover the value we already carry within us. Marcus Aurelius offers us a powerful perspective. Receive without pride, let go without attachment. This quote reminds us of the importance of being independent of external opinions and not clinging to what others think. When we stop seeking others' approval, we begin to live according to our own principles and values. Increasing our value begins with understanding that we are sufficient by ourselves. Self-sufficiency is one of the pillars of Stoicism. Seneca teaches us that true happiness does not depend on external factors, but on our own virtue and wisdom. He states, "Happiness is, therefore, a property of the soul." When we understand this, we realize that our worth is not tied to others' recognition, but to our integrity and righteousness. To become a priority in our own lives, we need to cultivate self-confidence and self-awareness. The daily practice of reflection and meditation helps us align our actions with our principles. Imagine a robust tree with deep and well-established roots. This tree does not sway at the whim of the winds, for it is firmly rooted. Similarly, by becoming a priority in our lives, we establish deep roots in our values and convictions, making us unshakable in the face of volatile criticisms and praises. The endless quest for external approval is like building a house on sand, always subject to external forces. When we build our lives on a solid foundation of self-knowledge and virtue, we construct a fortress that withstands storms. Others' opinions become mere distant echoes, incapable of shaking our essence. Stoic philosophy offers us valuable tools for this process. The practice of self-sufficiency, continuous reflection, and virtue are sure paths to increasing our value and becoming a priority in our lives. When we stop seeking others' approval, we begin to find true inner peace and satisfaction. The search for external approval is a distraction, while true value lies in our ability to live according to our principles and cultivate virtue in every action. And by freeing ourselves from the need for others' approval, we open space for authenticity and the freedom to be ourselves. We then realize that the only approval that truly matters is our own, the one that comes from the alignment between who we are and who we choose to be. By freeing ourselves from this quest, we find the strength to pursue our dreams and ideals with courage and determination, without being swayed by external judgments. As Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters. Reacting with firmness and fidelity to ourselves is what truly makes us free. Sixth Stoic lesson: avoid comparisons. Comparisons are subtle traps that distance us from inner peace and true fulfillment. When we compare ourselves to others, we lose sight of our unique and individual journey, falling into a vicious cycle of dissatisfaction and devaluation. Stoic philosophy teaches us to avoid comparisons by focusing on our own development and internal growth. Epictetus warns us about the dangers of comparisons. Do not seek to be superior to others, but superior to yourself. This guidance invites us to concentrate our energies on self-improvement rather than measuring our worth against others. By doing so, we genuinely increase our value and become a priority in our own lives. The practice of self-comparison, as opposed to comparison with others, is a healthy and productive exercise. By reflecting on our personal progress, we identify areas for improvement and celebrate our achievements. Marcus Aurelius emphasizes the importance of focusing on our own path. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one. This quote reminds us to direct our attention to action and personal growth rather than being distracted by others' lives. Life is like a garden, where each plant has its own pace of growth and blooming. Comparing ourselves to others is like expecting all plants to bloom in the same way and at the same time. Each of us has a unique path, with our own challenges and opportunities. By accepting and honoring our individuality, we cultivate a garden of self-knowledge and self-worth. Comparisons also distract us from gratitude and appreciation for what we have already achieved. When we focus on what we lack compared to others, we forget to recognize and celebrate our own victories and progress. Seneca, in his letters to Lucilius, urges us to practice daily gratitude. It is not happiness that makes us grateful, but gratitude that makes us happy. Thus, by avoiding comparisons, we find more reasons to be grateful and, consequently, more reasons to be happy. The process of avoiding comparisons requires discipline and self-awareness. We need to be attentive to the thoughts and emotions that arise when we compare ourselves to others. By identifying these moments, we can direct our minds to focus on our own goals and aspirations. The practice of meditation and daily reflection is a powerful tool for cultivating this awareness and strengthening our resolve to avoid comparisons. Stoic philosophy offers us a clear and inspiring path to avoid comparisons and increase our value. By focusing on our own growth and virtue, we become a priority in our own lives and find lasting peace that cannot be shaken by others' opinions and achievements. And let us remember that each person has their own story, their own battles and victories. By focusing on our own journey, we not only respect our pace, but also free ourselves from external pressure. Like a unique melody, each of us has our own time and harmony. By appreciating this uniqueness, we allow our lives to resonate with authenticity and purpose. May we find satisfaction not in comparisons, but in the joy of being who we truly are. Seventh Stoic lesson: celebrate your achievements. Celebrating our achievements is a valuable ritual that strengthens our self-esteem and reminds us of our worth. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, we often fail to recognize our own victories, whether large or small. However, Stoic philosophy teaches us that consciously celebrating our accomplishments is essential for personal growth and maintaining a balanced and virtuous life. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, encourages us to reflect on our actions and acknowledge our progress. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. This advice reminds us of the importance of focusing on our own path and celebrating each advancement, no matter how small. When we recognize our achievements, we reinforce our intrinsic value and become a priority in our own lives. Celebrating achievements does not need to be something grandiose. It can be a simple moment of reflection and gratitude. Seneca, in his letters to Lucilius, teaches us that true happiness lies in simplicity and appreciation of the present. Appreciate what you have. The things you have now were once among your hopes. By celebrating our achievements, we acknowledge the effort and dedication we put into our actions, and this motivates us to continue on our journey of self-discovery and growth. Consider life as a long walk along a mountainous trail. Each step taken, each stone overcome represents an achievement that deserves to be celebrated. By looking back and seeing the path traveled, we feel a deep sense of accomplishment and pride. This feeling propels us to move forward with more strength and determination. Celebrating our achievements is, therefore, an act of recharging our energies and renewing our commitment to our own growth. Achievements, no matter how small, are important milestones on our journey. They remind us that we are capable of overcoming challenges and reaching our goals. Epictetus reminds us that life is not about having good cards, but about playing well the ones you have. Each small victory is proof of our ability to play well the cards life has dealt us. By celebrating these victories, we reinforce our confidence and resilience. Moreover, celebrating achievements strengthens our gratitude and helps us maintain a positive perspective. When we recognize and celebrate what we have already accomplished, we foster a feeling of satisfaction and contentment. This state of mind protects us against envy and dissatisfaction, which often arise when we compare ourselves to others. By focusing on our own accomplishments, we find more reasons to be grateful and happy. The practice of celebrating our achievements helps us maintain a healthy balance between humility and pride. We acknowledge our victories without becoming arrogant, and we learn to value the effort and dedication we put into each action. This balance is fundamental for living a virtuous and balanced life, according to Stoic teachings. This practice is not just an act of recognition, but also a source of motivation and inspiration to continue growing and evolving. The Stoic philosophy reminds us that the true measure of our worth lies in our actions and our ability to live according to our principles and virtues. And by celebrating these victories, no matter how small, we are acknowledging the inner strength that drives us and the courage that guides us. After all, as nature shows us, even the smallest of rivers with persistence carves mountains. May we then celebrate every drop of effort that takes us forward. Eighth Stoic lesson: cultivate an open mind. Cultivating an open mind is one of the most fundamental steps to increasing our value and becoming a priority in our own lives. An open mind not only allows us to absorb new ideas and perspectives, but also empowers us to grow and evolve continuously. Stoic philosophy, with its timeless wisdom, offers us valuable tools for cultivating a receptive and flexible mind. Seneca warns us about the importance of remaining open to continuous learning. As long as you live, keep learning how to live. This quote reminds us that wisdom is an endless process, and that an open mind is the vehicle that guides us on this journey. By developing a willingness to learn and grow, we allow new perspectives and knowledge to enrich our worldview, thus increasing our intrinsic value. An open mind is like a fertile field, ready to receive new seeds of knowledge. When we cultivate this disposition, we allow ideas to flourish and transform into practical wisdom. Marcus Aurelius emphasizes the importance of being willing to change our opinions when confronted with new evidence. If someone can prove me wrong and show me my mistake in any thought or action, I will gladly change. I seek the truth, which never harmed anyone. The harm is to persist in one's own self-deception and ignorance. This teaching shows us that having an open mind is a sign of strength, not weakness. Cultivating an open mind also means being willing to listen and understand others. When we open ourselves to different perspectives, we enrich our own understanding and broaden our worldview. Epictetus reminds us of the importance of listening attentively. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen more and speak less. The practice of active listening helps us welcome new ideas and reflect on them, promoting an environment of mutual learning. Imagine a river encountering obstacles in its course. Instead of stopping, the river flows and adapts, finding new paths to move forward. Similarly, an open mind is capable of adapting and evolving, overcoming challenges with flexibility and resilience. This ability to adapt is crucial for our personal growth and the strengthening of our intrinsic value. The practice of maintaining an open mind requires humility and curiosity. We need to recognize that we do not possess all the answers and that there is always something new to learn. This attitude keeps us receptive and allows us to embrace uncertainty with courage. When we commit to continuous learning, we enrich our lives and become more complete. An open mind also helps us develop empathy and understanding for others. By welcoming different perspectives, we become more tolerant and compassionate. This ability is essential for building healthy and meaningful relationships, which are a source of support and enrichment on our journey of self-discovery. Stoic philosophy teaches us that true wisdom comes from the continuous pursuit of knowledge and the willingness to change and grow. By cultivating an open mind, we increase our value and become a priority in our lives. This practice empowers us to live according to our principles and face challenges with courage and resilience. By cultivating an open mind, we embrace wisdom and continuous learning, enriching our lives with new ideas and perspectives, making us more complete and fulfilled. And let us remember that an open mind is like a window to the world, allowing the light of new ideas to illuminate our understanding. By being willing to listen and learn, we not only enrich our own existence, but also contribute to a more understanding and connected world. May we always seek knowledge with humility and joy, knowing that the path of wisdom is endless and filled with wonders to be discovered. Ninth Stoic lesson: face your fears. Facing our fears is a powerful act that increases our intrinsic value and makes us a priority in our own lives. By recognizing that we have the power to change our perspective, we take the first step in dealing with our fears effectively. The Stoic mind invites us to question our beliefs and challenge the thoughts that feed our fears. Fears are like shadows that dissipate when confronted with the light of reason and courage. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. This teaching shows us that the key to facing our fears lies in changing how we perceive them. By transforming our view of what scares us, we gain strength and resilience to face any challenge. Consider a mountaineer in front of an imposing mountain. Each step taken towards the summit is an act of confronting fears and overcoming obstacles. The mountaineer knows that the journey is difficult, but also knows that each step brings them closer to their goal. Similarly, by facing our fears, we take small actions that lead us to growth and self-overcoming. Each act of courage increases our value and makes us stronger and more resilient. The practice of facing fears requires self-knowledge and determination. We need to identify our deepest fears and understand their roots. This understanding gives us clarity and allows us to develop effective strategies to overcome them. Seneca, in his letters to Lucilius, reminds us of the importance of facing our fears with courage. Hasten to live well and think that each day is by itself a life. This advice urges us to act with courage and not let fears paralyze us. Facing our fears also helps us develop a deep confidence in our capabilities. When we overcome fear, we prove to ourselves that we are stronger than we imagined. This feeling of self-confidence is a fundamental pillar for our personal growth and the construction of a full and meaningful life. Fears are like storms that test the strength of our roots. The more we face these storms, the stronger and deeper our roots become. Stoic philosophy teaches us that true strength comes from within, and that by facing our fears, we access that inner strength. This practice empowers us to live according to our principles and face life's challenges with courage and resilience. By facing our fears, we move towards a stronger and more resilient version of ourselves. This journey invites us to explore unknown territories within us, revealing a potential we may never have imagined. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to move forward despite it. Like a sailor navigating stormy seas, each challenge overcome teaches us to trust more in our ship and our ability to navigate. May we always remember that fear is just a step on the path to the greatness that resides within all of us. I hope you have found inspiration and valuable insights throughout this video. By facing our fears, we move towards a stronger and more resilient version of ourselves. If you made it this far, write "to the end" in the comments to show that you are truly committed to your growth and success. I will love to leave a heart in recognition of your dedication. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like to continue following our journey together. Now, on the screen, are 2 video recommendations I have chosen, especially to continue enriching your path. Choose one and dive even deeper into the discoveries that await you. See you in the next video.